I'm going to start this video with a very, very stern trigger warning. The following video will contain discussion of SA, underage SA, and Josh Duggar. Please take this into great consideration before watching this video. If this is something that you cannot handle, absolutely fine. I'll see you on the next one. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. If this is your first time here, welcome. Please think about sticking around, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Everybody, don't forget to support your small little YouTube channels, your local businesses, your friends by going to them as well and liking, commenting, and subscribing. This is a free way that you can help your friends, your family, and your girl Lisa out. Thank you again for being part of this family. And I'm going to remind you, if you did not see the trigger warning at the beginning of this video, I'm going to give you one more chance. We are going to be discussing the Duggar family and the Josh Duggar case. While I did a basic reaction video about it last week, I'm going to be reading. I'm also going to discuss a couple of things. So again, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. And this is going to be your last point to get off here. So I will see you guys next week or next time. I hope you guys remain safe and thanks for being here. I'll see you next time if you guys need to go. I understand. For the rest of us, I want to let you know that I have a background and I am trained in specific child abuse cases, aka trafficking. I have worked, volunteered, and have very deep understanding and knowledge of this world. While I would love to talk about this on YouTube, it will not be allowed. And if you would like to see a series on Patreon where I teach you all about the dangers of the realities of this world, I will be more than happy to do that. The only reason I will do it on Patreon versus any other platform is because I will be able to do that there. Anywhere else, I can't. And it is a very in-depth and very hard world to discuss, and I will never do so lightly. I do not take anything that is happening with Josh Duggar lightly, and I want you all to remember before I get into anything that predators are everywhere. They are in your backyard. They are in your community. They're in your church. They're in your 4-H. They're in your grocery store. They are everywhere. The number of people who are abused are astronomically high. And there are several people who have been in a cycle of abuse for an extremely long time that they do not even know they are not. They don't even know that they are victims. This is something that I speak with a lot of knowledge. And unfortunately, I have seen the worst of the worst. And hearing that a man working in Homeland Security who helped with this raid say that Josh Duggar's shows that he downloaded were some of the worst things that he had ever encountered in his life tells me a lot. I also want to preface that I don't believe in innocence until proven guilty when it comes to children. You're guilty. You have to prove your innocence. I know that doesn't seem fair, but what is fair. I also want to remind you that adults also are abused in this situation. Trafficking, SA, everything. This is a very sick and sad world. And once you open your eyes to the plethora of horrible things that can happen, you will never shut them again. In a way, this case is giving people who do this for a living or volunteer this for a living or are advocates, gives us a platform to stand up and say it happens all the time, everywhere. And with this particular person, it could have been stopped. I do know that Josh Duggar did tell the police what happened when he was a child to a police officer who is spending over 30 years in jail for his own similar abuse of children. Basically, he did the same thing that Josh Duggar is being accused of. I know the amount of anger that people have right now, that it is taking so long for justice to happen. And I'm telling you, there's a reason it takes that long. This is very sensitive. And I know that the people working on this case are forever changed. And I know that people who worked on this case wanted to 100% make sure that they were correct. This is not easy. So I hope that the people who have been blaming officers, Homeland Security, and other things like that who are working this case, give them a break. You don't know what their life is in and day out and what the kind of things that they see. Trust me, they want people like this going away more than we do. They see evil every day. And Josh Duggar is evil. I am floored that Josh Duggar was allowed out on bail, but not totally surprised. Prisoners have a high regard for very few things, except when it comes to abuse of children. I believe that this was done to keep Josh Duggar alive for now. It would be too quick and too horrific if things would end for him now. He needs to live and suffer. Quite frankly, think he needs to be castrated. I want to step back and let you all know how difficult this will be for me to read because I am biased. I am a responder. I am a person who has worked in this world, and I care little about the feelings of anybody who is empathetic to a person who has been accused of such a heinous crime. There's no room for that in my life. And if anybody decides to make this comment section a defense of this man, I'm just going to flat out delete you. I have no problem for that man to have to prove himself being innocent. and he got a long, long, long way to go. I don't know if I believe in a hell, but if there is one, I hope he spends eternity there. So, yeah, it's going to be a little hard to read, but everybody wants to know. I'm going to go over some questions. And I'm sorry this is a long video where I'm already prefacing us for 10 minutes, but I need you guys to understand where I'm coming from. That this isn't just some dude off of TV that I've seen a couple of times. No, this is personal for me, as this should be personal for you. Okay? So I'm going to try my best to read, but I'm telling you, it may not be accurate because of my bias. And that's my honesty. So the first question is, did Michelle and Bob Duggar cover up more than what they did? Right or wait. I've already done plenty of shuffling, so I'm just gonna grab a card and go. So did they know? This is the Two of Pentacles, and I apologize for my my videos not, oh well. This is the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is balance. And obviously, this is a lot of difficult and a lot of worry. It's unbalanced. You're trying to juggle with the infinity sign. So there's something that is infinitely in flux here, which is money and power. And if you don't think the Duggars aren't powerful, then this kid wouldn't have gotten out of jail in the first place. They're very powerful. They also really thrive on reputation and hide behind Christian values. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about Christian values at all. I'm saying that these are people who use the tool of Christian values to hide behind. And anybody who uses their religion to hurt other people or to hide behind it as an excuse, they are not good people. And the Duggars are definitely not good people. But this is their entire flux and their entire balance. Yes, they knew. They absolutely knew that there were other instances. And I believe there were more instances than just what was reported now. Other questions I've gotten was, these are hard questions to say. Did Josh abuse his parents? No. But he learned something from them. He learned the holier than thou attitude from them, and he learned to hide. He learned to hide in plain sight. And he learned nothing as far as retribution. No, let's not write the word. Responsibility. No. Retaliation. There was a lot of fear of retaliation, but he didn't learn his lessons from his parents. I want to say his parents were completely voided in his life. I keep hearing somebody say it was an accident. It was an accident. It was an accident. What was an accident? There was another child. There's another child, a boy child. There's no accident. Um, so was Josh abused by other people in his family? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm not saying it was his parents. I believe it was an uncle. I believe it was an uncle on Jim Bob's side of the family. I'm not saying it was like his uncle, like Jim Bob's uncle, but somebody who they would consider an uncle. They have systematic abuse and have turned a blind eye to this for a very long time. Very, very long time. Um, this is generational, and they thought they cured it. They thought they had cured this. They thought they had cured this with prayer. Um, yeah, stand in judgment of the king. Um, this is male. This is males abusing males. Um, it's not surprising that Josh turned out the way that he did, because this is what he learned from. And I do not think that Jim Bob Duggar had taken place or participated in SA with his children or was a victim himself, but there were other people in his life that were. And this is part of the reason why he's a religious nut, is because he believed that they could pray it away. Um, but also, Jim Bob was a master manipulator, and he is not sorrowful for anything. And he still believes that his son didn't do anything. To this day, he still believes it. Even though his son confessed, he still does not believe that his son did anything. Um, what did Michelle know? Michelle thought that there would be success and victory through hard work. Um, this is hard work through herself. This is hard work for her family. This is hard work that she put Josh through. This is what they sent Josh to, was a stupid camp to cure him of what ails him. She thought there would be success and victory in here, but I'm also telling you, she turned a blind eye to this. It happened all the time, all the time. And I am so sorry to his sisters and his brothers who were victims, who will never speak up. Because, yes, there were brothers, and yes, there were other victims, other family members that are victims. Michelle turned a blind eye to it. She's just as responsible. This is very self explanatory that I think both Jim and Michelle are pretty much the devil. But so is Josh. This is a cycle of evil, like I said before. This is what you imagine hell to be like, and everyone joining hands in hell and really enjoying it and enjoying the type of evil that they are. These people are fucking evil. I mean, they really are. They have done a lot of damage to people throughout the years, but the fact that they are still trying to cover up this as a mistake, as something wrong, as not that big of a deal, and what they did to their daughters, they they I hate saying this, they filleted them, laid them out there for victims for him. They did not want to lose their son, their firstborn, their oldest. I don't know if he's their firstborn, but he's their oldest boy. And they did not want to lose him. He was worth more to them than any of the other kids. Did Anna know? Hidden dangers, the moon. We're barking at the moon for some reason. The moon doesn't change, people. The moon stays in the sky. And while it phases, it's always in the sky. It's not going to change. And you have animals barking at the moon because they're afraid of it, or they're intrigued by it, or they're warning you. The moon's not going to change, folks. Anna knows that her husband wasn't going to change. Anna knows that her husband was dangerous. Still have kids with him. Will this destroy the Duggars? No. Unfortunately, no. I'm not saying I want to see people be destroyed, but this family unit needs to be taken down and forgotten about. And the only reason that they were ever on television is because of the wild amount of children that they had in this systematic, weird Christianity cult. It's not your normal Christianity, it's a cult that they're in. The abuse of women, the continued abuse of children happens. The Duggars are just a microcosm in something that is such a bigger deal and so much worse. And if this empire, based off of the abuse of their own children, is not going to go down, then what will? There's a whole bloody love and compassion and forgiveness crap. I don't know. This is something I do not subscribe to, but there are a lot of people that are going to be love and compassionate and forgiving. I'm not here to forgive. I'm not here to be compassionate. And I'm not here to be loving. I'm here to look you guys in the eye and say, this is coming. You're going to see a resurgence in the popularity of this horrid family. And when I say the horrid family, I mean the parents and Josh. Most of the other ones are brainwashed and victims. So you have a family full of molesters and victims that comes from a place of fake love and compassion. And there'll be a lot of people out there asking for prayers and healing. Fuck that, man. No. Greed. Family is extremely greedy. Again, when I'm speaking of the family, I'm talking about Michelle and Jim Bob. Incredibly greedy people. Incredibly disgusting, greedy people. It's all about money. If they could have bought their way out of Josh's current situation, they would have. They absolutely would have. Were the his children victims? Yep. At least two. And that girl is not going to leave him. She's going to stand behind him. This is too freaking hard to do. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm not seeing good coming out of this right now. I try very hard to find the good in every situation, and the only thing I can think of is giving others a platform to use their voice and speak up about the atrocities of this and how reality shows are horrible and how children are not your entertainment, and how kids on YouTube and other platforms are not guarded and taken care of. On TLC, these children were not taken care of. They were forced to work long hours. This is all very well documented that they weren't paid. Like, people in the family are having to sue to get paid and then getting minimum wage. This is disgusting. There's no child labor laws for these kids in reality shows because it's reality. And this is a huge abuse of children. There's a lot that needs to change, but one of the biggest things that needs to change is everybody's mind on what an abuser looks like. And it needs to totally change your guys' mind on where these people are. They're everywhere. Everywhere. I hope some of you will take me up on teaching you a class about what it's the more in depth of trafficking, and more in depth about things like this on Patreon, because I can't do it here. I think I'll be able to speak more freely and give you more details and be more honest with you. Um, Again, I know this was a bias reading, but I wanted to try. But there's no easy way to do this. This is a terrible subject, and this person is terrible. I hope he gets his due. I really do. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and end this here, and I'm going to leave sources down below for anybody who has been triggered by this. Also, I'm going to leave you sources down to thorn.org, organization that I work with. And there are other parts of organizations that I work with I will never be able to talk about, but please know that there are people out there working very hard and doing a job that is ridiculously hard, and they don't get thanked enough. So remember them in whatever you do. If you pray, if you send good vibes, if you whatever, remember these people, because trust me, your life changes the moment your eyes open. All right, guys, remember every single day is a gift. Use your time wisely, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.